You steaming up?
Fine, whatever you want.
Okay.
It's your show.
All right. I just see it's causing you agita.
And we don't want you to get an ulcer.
We just had a lot of problems with the equipment, and that was
all right.
You know.
Okay. I don't. They were rehearsing before I came there and testing.
Well, yeah, you know, that first day we were doing it from the E Studios, everything was a mess, and then the next day they supposedly rehearsed.
No, we didn't rehearse.
There.
We ripped it out and started over again.
And they tried 3 different boards or whatever they did, and we sat down to do the show, and it didn't work.
Right.
Every city, rotten equipment.
What is it, Dominic?
I still think the best part was the bet on the Super Bowl.
Well, that's your fault.
Well, I think I caused the Giants to lose.
Well, I told him, listen, I'm going to bet one way, and I want you to bet the other way. Because I knew what was going to happen. Whatever team I bet on was going to lose.
Right.
So I said, just go and bet against me.
Well, anyway, so
simple.
Dominic gives Scott $4,000 to bet on any team he wants. Scott bets on the Giants. That was it. It was over. Giants shut out.
What actually happened,
pretty much.
I actually have been winning at blackjack when we were playing. So I went over to Scott and I said, I'm going to give you $100 to bet.
What do you call in on? How come I can barely hear you when you call in?
I don't know. He said he was going to borrow $500, which he did. And then he was going to...
You were borrowing money from Dominic?
No, here's the deal. Dominic comes up to me and he goes, I want to play cards with you.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I can't play cards with you. I can't possibly gamble that much.
Right.
I said, if you want to lend me $500, I'll be glad to play with you. Otherwise, I'm not going to...
Give me your money. I'll
otherwise, no, lend me. I didn't say give me. I said lend me.
Scott came down the first night to the casino in Vegas wearing like this zoot suit or something. He was like a pimp. He looked like Pimp Daddy.
He was all dressed up?
Yeah, you were all dressed up for the casino.
I had a sport jacket on, that's all.
And
my casino outfit.
I George Burns.
Sit back, ladies. I have arrived.
I want to look my best in Vegas.
Hey,
he was quite dapper, actually.
Thank you.
Turned around, I went, who's he with?
When's the early bird special?
You see the jacket before.
That jacket was from, God knows where he got that.
Like 1950. Tan tweed.
Yeah.
Really?
It was so fun. And a striped shirt.
Oh, no.
I wasn't wearing a stripe.
And you know it's my fault.
Of course it is.
I knew I should have let him just bet $100.
You shouldn't have bet the Giants.
The other way.
You don't bet the Giants, Scott.
Why would you bet the Giants? Don't you care about us?
The Giants, no chance.
Such a jinx. Ooh.
Such a trouncing.
Somehow I have a feeling no matter what,
No.
They
You'll
still
never
would have lost.
You bet on
I don't think it was me this time.
I lost the bet and lost my balance.
We should have made him wait.
I wish we had a video of him falling down the steps.
It was so funny, man.
And then you guys were pissed because you got to get out of the hot tub.
I'm glad you laughed, and I'm glad you were pissed.
No. He was just laying there.
I got hurt. And,
What?
Well, at the time it wasn't funny, but now it's funny.
The only one that cared was Doug.
What are you talking about? I was trying to pull you up. I was trying to drag you out of the thing.
He was trying to get rid of me so they can keep partying.
You should have rolled him right off the roof.
Yeah.
I was trying to drag him up, you know. He said, "Go, don't move." I'm like, "Come on, get up."
Weekend at Bernie. You were fine.
Yeah.
I think the best part was when we put the hat over his face.
Yeah, we knew that if Scott was there for the $100,000 bet, we'd lose.
If we could see him.
So we had to put a big hat over Scott's face.
Covered him completely.
And then we won.
And somebody, at one point during the card dealing, somebody could see the top of Scott's head, and they screamed, "No, cover it up!"
Yeah, I said that. I saw his head, and I knew we would lose. Then when his head was completely covered, she dealt. We got the 19. The dealer had 12. The dealer hit a 6.
Yep.
Boom, 19-18, we win.
That was really exciting.
It really was. I saw you hung out extra late to see it.
Just to see that, and then I caught the plane.
I'll tell you how much.
He was headed for the airport.
I'll tell you how Scott's life is so jinxed, and it's terrible. So Fred, Stuttering John, I think, and Scott were all on the same plane going home.
Is that right?
And Jackie. So Fred is a sport. He's a nice guy. He sees that Scott and John are back in coach or whatever. For $150, he can upgrade him to first class. Fred says, "I want to pay for you two guys."
Wait,
Actually, just Scott.
That wasn't the way it was.
Just Scott?
Just
John,
Scott.
we're sitting in...
Well, let him finish. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so...
John already upgraded, and he was sitting in first class. I didn't realize because I figured he'd be sitting there with
So he wanted
John
to upgrade Scott, so Fred says to the lady, I'll give you the money. It's too late.
It was full.
Well, they just said too late.
Oh, there were empty seats.
Because I said to the stewardess, is there some way I can get my friend up here? And she goes, no, I'm sorry, you have to go out to the desk. So like, do we have time? She says, yeah, you have plenty of time. The minute I started walking off the plane, the lady says, forget it, get back on the plane. We're taking off.
He's jinxed.
Howard, the seat next to John, was that?
I could.
There were so many empty seats. John was spread eagled across the two.
Doesn't matter. I didn't care. It doesn't matter.
You don't care.
I didn't care.
At this point, you don't care.
Well,
I'll sit back and lick my wound.
Why spend $150? I can use the $150 for something else.
Oh, no.
The plane was empty.
But you don't have the $150 anyway.
No, I had the money. I just
it was
didn't
Fred
want...
was going to pay.
No.
Yeah, I was going to support for you.
Yeah, no, I realize that and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
No, I could have done. I could have done it myself.
What?
All during the football game, I kept looking at him angry like it was his fault.
All right, Dominic, thank you.
Go Giants.
All right. Anyway, so that's the story of Scott falling down at the hot tub.
Man.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.